Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Logan Field in sunny Seattle, Washington. We have really lucked out with the weather so far at this point early in the season here in Seattle. And we have a big one on tap for you here this afternoon as New Mexico State and Seattle University split a doubleheader yesterday. New Mexico State took the first one 4-0. Samaria Diaz came within an out of a no-hitter and struck out a career-high 13. In the second game, the REDHAWKS won it in 10 innings, 2-1, as they finally got to Annalise De La Roca for a second run in the 10th inning. And you're watching the WAC Digital Network. I'm Greg Sexton alongside former REDHAWK outfielder Izzy Geronimo. And Izzy, looking forward to this one today?
Yeah, this is going to be a great game. Yesterday we saw that it was a pitcher's duel. We thought it was going to be an offensive duel, but it ended up being a pitcher's duel. So it's going to be interesting to see today what both offenses can do. We're going to see Kayla Green pitch for the Aggies. The REDHAWKS haven't seen her yet, but the Aggies have seen Andy Larkin, so we'll see what they can do.
Andy Larkins did go 6 innings last night in the second game and went into the 7th and couldn't get any outs in the 7th. Cheyenne Smith came on and struck out 8 in 4 innings and really shut things down for the REDHAWKS to allow them to finally scratch out that second run. As you mentioned, Kayla Green will be in the circle for New Mexico State. We didn't see her yesterday. She's 7-2 in her senior year, and both of these pitchers from Tucson, Arizona, 7-2, but an uncharacteristically high ERA for her this year, 5.70, making just actually her 6th start of the year. And she's thrown 50 and a third innings, 16 walks, 35 strikeouts. Andy Larkins starting again for the REDHAWKS, 8-2 with a 2.05 ERA. That came down a little bit last night. 68 and a third innings pitched for her. 28 walks, 44 strikeouts, both seniors from Tucson, Arizona. And so it should be a good matchup in the circle today. Both of these offenses, as we talked about yesterday, really could break out at any time. The pitchers really held them down yesterday for the most part. But New Mexico State going to go with Kelsey Horton at the top of the lineup, playing first base. Victoria Castro is going to move up to the second spot and play center field. Nikki Butler will bat third and catch. Kayla Bowen will slide down to the fourth spot. She'll be in right field. Maya Felder will be the third baseman batting fifth. Janelle Medina will be the shortstop batting sixth. Casey Roberto will be the second baseman batting seventh. Chloe Rivas will be the designated player batting eighth. Brandy Hernandez will bat ninth and play left field for the Aggies. For the REDHAWKS, it's going to be Olivia Vigiano leading off in center field. Allie Choate will bat second and play right field. Madison Cathcart will bat third and play first base. Bailey Thompson will be behind the plate, and she will bat fourth. Kaylee Ree came up with the game winner last night, and she's going to bat fifth and play second base. Carly Nance will be the designated player and bat sixth. Cherise Sylvan will be the left fielder. She'll bat seventh. Brianna Timmons, the shortstop, will bat eighth, and Allison Matriotti, the third baseman, will bat ninth. Umpires for this one are going to be Brian Nava behind the plate, Michael Hernandez down behind first base, and Paul Eds will be at third. As the Aggies have taken 21 of the first 25 meetings between these two teams. This a really good chance for the REDHAWKS to finally get at least get 2 out of 3 from New Mexico State. And we'll see if they can do that. The REDHAWKS in their red and black, and New Mexico State white tops, the black pants. We will take a break here from Logan Field and be back with you in just a moment. You're watching WAC Softball on the WAC Digital Network. Back to Logan Field. Greg Sexton and Izzy Geronimo with you on the WAC Digital Network as we get ready to start this one this afternoon. Again, the two teams split the doubleheader yesterday. New Mexico State taking the first one 4-0, and then the REDHAWKS winning the second one in 10 innings, 2-1. And again, we got a good matchup between senior right-handed pitchers from Tucson, Arizona, Kayla Green and Andy Larkins. What do you expect each of these pitchers to try to get accomplished today?
Yeah, so you saw Larkins was very successful yesterday in the circle with the Aggies. She showed a lot of command, and we'll see it from both pitchers. They have great leadership out there in the circle, so it's going to be interesting to see. Larkins is a lot of side-by-side and down ball, and Green also has a little bit of everything, but also utilizes her off-speed, which we saw the REDHAWKS swing a lot at yesterday. So it's going to be interesting to see what each team does and how each team adjusts.
Here's Larkins being introduced right now. REDHAWKS with the red and black, sharp-looking uniforms. And we get ready for the national anthem. We'll step aside for just a moment. Actually, before the national anthem, we actually have a ceremonial first pitch being thrown out here.
By Judy Yu.
Got the old school jersey on. She's excited about this one.
She's so happy. She was nervous beforehand, that's what she told me, but look how happy she is out there.
High-fiving everybody.
Oh, she's going everywhere.
Yes.
She wanted Dancing Queen as her walkout song, too, so very appropriate for her.
You get high fives from everybody on the REDHAWKS. So we will now step aside for the national anthem and be back with the first pitch in just a moment from Logan Field. Back to Logan Field. Greg Sexton and Izzy Geronimo with you on the WAC Digital Network as we get ready to go here this afternoon. Big game here. New Mexico State coming in 15-13, 1-1 in WAC play. And the REDHAWKS coming in 23-12, 3-2 in the WAC as they took 2 out of 3 at Kansas City last weekend. New Mexico State was off last weekend in the conference. And REDHAWKS will be off this next weekend in conference play as each team going to take a turn having a bye in conference play. 7 teams in the WAC now in softball. Grand Canyon off to a 5-0 start in conference play. They swept a doubleheader from Cal Baptist last night. Larkins taking her warm-up tosses, and Thompson throws down to second base. And Kelsey Horton getting ready to step to the plate. So it's a really important game here one of these teams is going to take 2 out of 3. And these teams, I'm sure, will see each other again in the WAC tournament. Larkins walks up onto the rubber. And here's the first pitch to Kelsey Horton. And this is outside for ball 1. Victoria Castro hit 3rd last night in both games. She's going to hit 2nd here today. Pitch on the way from Larkins. It is a called strike. 1-1. To Kelsey Horton leading off the ball game. Pitch on the way, swing and a miss. Larkins able to bring in the changeup there. Something off speed.
We saw her using that a lot yesterday, too.
She's got some nasty pitches that bite in the dirt. This one's fouled off by Horton. Count remains 1-2. Kelsey Horton, one of the most decorated hitters in New Mexico State history.
Yes.
As Larkins misses for ball 2. In her senior year, she's got 9 home runs, 20 RBIs, and she's batting .337. And still looking for that program record, 64 home runs in her career, sitting on 63. This one fouled back. Count stays 2-2. Horton, a senior from San Clemente, California, has done big things in an Aggie uniform. And she checks her swing here. Count goes full.
We can see Larkins trying to give Horton something that she can't get a hold of and can't get a solid hit on. That's why we saw that outside pitch there.
That one up the middle, and Timmons off to her left is able to come up with it. And the throw over to first. Cathcart has to stretch a little bit, but Timmons is able to record the out over there. That was kind of a slow roller. Timmons made a good play on it.
Yeah, it seemed like it hit off the edge of her bat there, and then kind of spun weird towards Timmons.
Timmons makes the play, and Cathcart with a good play on her end.
Let's see that again. Yeah, it looks like it hit that tip of the bat. Timmons fields it cleanly, and Cathcart stretches for that. Horton almost got there in time.
Castro takes ball 1 from Larkins. Victoria Castro, also a senior, also has put up big numbers in all 4 of her years. And this one to Timmons as well. And she goes over to first again. Cathcart another stretch and another out.
Timmons is getting some action over there at short.
2 up and 2 down. And a good start for Larkins here. That'll bring up Nikki Butler, the catcher. Butler, a junior out of La Habra, California, batting .274 with 3 home runs and 16 runs batted in. Larkins sends this one in, and this one is going to be hit into center field. Vigiano in and to her left, and she's able to put it away for the 3rd out. Andy Larkins retires the Aggies 1-2-3 in the top of the 1st. No score after half an inning. You're watching WAC Softball on the WAC Digital Network. bottom of the first inning here from Logan Field. Greg Sexton and Izzy Geronimo with you on the WAC Digital Network. And Kayla Green taking the circle for the Aggies. Olivia Vigiano will step in. You were just having a conversation with Haley Beckstrom, your former teammate.
Yeah, we were just talking about, she was asking why Kayla Green was still here, and I told her she was a freshman when we were seniors. And she's like, we're just really old now.
Kayla Green, all 4 years with New Mexico State, and pitched a lot of innings, as has Andy Larkins on the Seattle side over her 4-year career. Olivia Vigiano, a freshman, up there, the center fielder for the REDHAWKS, has stepped in and played every day in center field. Has a 1-1 count here. Green delivers, and that one hit down to Jeff Hurai at third. And he'll field it with the bare hands.
Some finesse out there from Coach.
1-2 to Vigiano. Vigiano batting .350. No home runs, 9 RBIs. Sends this one right to the shortstop, Medina, and she puts it away easily for the first out. Vigiano just hit it in the wrong spot there, right at Medina. Here's Allie Choate. Choate batting .407, sophomore out of Yelm, Washington. 2 home runs, 18 RBIs. And she takes up high for ball 1. One and 0 to Choate. Pitch on the way from Green. And there's a called strike.
We'll be seeing a lot of Green's off speed like we saw right there, so it's going to be interesting to see how the REDHAWKS handle that, if they're just going to let that go and wait for the hard stuff, or try to wait on it and hit that changeup.
1-1 the count. Pitch on the way, and that one fouled on the third base side. Count goes to 1-2 on Choate. Choate, a pretty even stance up there from the left side. Pitch on the way. This one is chopped to third. Throw over, and it's in time from Maya Felder to get the out on Allie Choate as she came up throwing quickly. Choate with some speed down the line, but not able to beat that one out. Here's Madison Cathcart with 2 outs and the base is empty. Cathcart has had a pretty monster career here for the REDHAWKS. 19 home runs last year. Kelsey Horton had 25 last year.
They were neck and neck for a little bit last year.
Cathcart really got off to a hot start in non-conference play and then slowed down a little bit. Horton really took off once got into the conference part of the schedule. Cathcart with a 1-1 count here. She's got 9 home runs, and so does Horton this year. And Cathcart takes ball 2. 2-1. Bailey Thompson on deck. Getting the start behind the plate for the REDHAWKS. She started behind the plate for them in the second game last night as well. Cathcart takes ball 3 from Kayla Green. 3-1. Cathcart, .315 batting average, 9 home runs, 36 runs batted in. Three and 1 the count here. Pitch on the way, fouled back. And the count goes full on Madison Cathcart. Beautiful day here in Seattle.
So nice. Taking advantage of it. A lot of people here today.
Cathcart a little behind on that one. Hits it into the bullpen down the left field line. And she'll get another chance here with the count full. Open stance from the left side. Standing on the back line of the batter's box. And there's a called strike 3. Kayla Green strikes out Madison Cathcart, looking to end the bottom of the first. And both teams go 1-2-3 in the first inning. No score after 1 here from Logan Field. You're watching WAC Softball on the WAC Digital Network. Back to Logan Field for the top of the second inning. Greg Sexton and Izzy Geronimo with you on the WAC Digital Network. As New Mexico State will send up 4, 5, and 6 here in the top of the second. It'll be Kayla Bowen, Maya Felder, and Janelle Medina. And Bowen will step up. Bowen knocked in the first run in the New Mexico State win yesterday. As that one got late into the game before the Aggies were able to put up a couple of runs in the fifth inning. Bowen knocked in the first one. And Larkins comes inside for ball 1. Bowen, a freshman. She's out of Fresno, as is her teammate Maya Felder, who's waiting on deck. Swing and a miss by Bowen.
One of 4 freshmen in the lineup.
Got Bowen, Felder, and then Roberto and Rivas coming up the 7th and 8th hitters. Pitch on the way from Larkins. Here's a called strike. Caught the outside corner. Count goes to 1-2 on Bowen. Bowen batting .260 with 3 home runs and 11 RBIs. Larkins, the 1-2 pitch. Outside in the dirt. Count goes to 2-2. And that one hit into the on-deck circle to Maya Felder, the on-deck hitter. 2-2 the count. Both of these players from Fresno, they did not go to the same high school. Larkins delivers. Swing and a miss. May have just gotten a piece of it there and foul tipped it into Bailey Thompson's glove, but it's a strikeout for Larkins. And that'll be her first. Actually, yes, that is her first strikeout. And that'll bring up Maya Felder. Felder, another freshman, batting .293, 3 home runs, 19 RBIs. And Larkins misses with ball 1. Aggies with their next crop of hitters coming up. Pitch on the way. Outside. And Larkins falls behind 2-0. No runs, no hits, no errors for both teams so far in this one. Both pitchers have been on it so far. This one ripped down the left field line into the bullpen. And the count 2-1 to Felder. Larkins looks in, delivers. And this one's popped up on the infield. Kaylee Ree wants it, and she's going to take it. 2 up and 2 down here in the second as Felder pops up to Kaylee Ree. And Janelle Medina, the shortstop, will come to the plate now. She's a junior out of Pico Rivera, California. She bats .270, no home runs, 3 RBIs. Shows bunt, pulls the bat back, and Larkins delivers. And that one hit right to Matriotti and jumps up in her lap, and she goes over to first for the out. Good play there by Matriotti, quick reflexes. And that'll do it for the Aggies in the second. No score after an inning and a half. We'll be right back with you in just a moment. You're watching WAC Softball on the WAC Digital Network.
All their timing is super weird.
Bottom of the second inning from Logan Field. Greg Sexton and Izzy Geronimo with you on the WAC Digital Network as the Red Hawks will send up their 4, 5, and 6 hitters. Bailey Thompson will step to the plate. And she'll be followed by Kaylee Ree and Carly Nance.
Thompson had a pretty good game that second game yesterday. She had that RBI single and then a hit up the middle, too.
Fouls off the first pitch from Kayla Green.
She was fooled by that off speed.
Kayla Green has pitched several games here at Logan Field over her career. As she gets strike 2 there on Thompson. Last time the WAC tournament here was in 2016 in your senior year.
Yep, my senior year. We faced New Mexico State. They took us out.
Seems to happen a lot.
Yeah, I feel like with these two teams, we face New Mexico State every single, seems like WAC postseason tournament. At least once.
Pitch on the way to Thompson, misses. Count goes to 2-2. With Cal Baptist in the league now, there's 7 teams in the WAC in softball. Always been kind of a small conference.
Very small.
At least since the REDHAWKS have been in it. Of course, the WAC has had a bunch of different teams in it over the years.
Yeah, my freshman year, it was a completely different conference. New Mexico State was in it, Grand Canyon, and then we had San Jose State, UT Arlington.
There's a called strike 3, and Kayla Green with back-to-back strikeouts of Cathcart and Thompson, ending the first and starting off the second. Here's Kaylee Ree. Thompson, her second strikeout, or Green, I'm sorry, her second strikeout of Thompson. And Green delivers to Ree. She tried to lay down a bunt. Couldn't catch up to that one. 0-1 the count. Kaylee Ree had her 22nd run batted in the bottom of the 10th inning last night. It was a long game. It finally came to an end in that 10th inning as Kaylee Ree knocked in Bailey Paul from third base. 1-1 the count here. Pitch on the way, and Ree pops this one up, and Medina is going to lose it in the sun. Medina just completely lost it as you saw her throw her hands up. Not sure where the ball was. As that one scored a hit as Medina just completely lost it in the sun, and now they're going to bring her some sunglasses.
Let's watch Ree's hit again. Ree gets under that. You see Medina try to block the sun with her hand, but just didn't work out.
So the REDHAWKS catch a break there. And Kaylee Ree with the first hit of the game for either squad.
Yeah, at this time of day, left field, that left side is really affected. Especially today because there's no clouds in the sky and the sun is pretty big. A lot of the fielders are going to have to protect themselves and block the sun with either their glove or their hands, which is difficult.
You saw them immediately get some sunglasses out there to Janelle Medina, who was trying to go without them. And conference in the circle. And the REDHAWK hitters talking things over as well. Kaylee Ree will head down to first base, and Carly Nance will bat with 1 out and 1 on here in the bottom of the second. What's that like as a fielder when you know where the ball is and all of a sudden you just lose it?
Yeah, your heart just drops. I've had experience with that before, and you really don't know that the sun is going to affect you until a ball comes at you. You can't practice that. Yeah, during warm-ups and when you take infield, outfield pregame, the sun may not be in the same spot, so it's really difficult. And it's unfortunate that you don't know until the sun comes right, or until a ball comes right at you in the sun.
Kayla Green came in with strike 1 and now ball 1 to Carly Nance. Nance has pitched quite a bit for the REDHAWKS this year, and she's getting the start at designated player in this one with Larkins in the circle.
Yeah, Nance is still trying to find or get her first hit of this series.
She's batting .259 with 3 home runs and 14 RBIs. Had that big grand slam against Cal Poly on Tuesday. But yeah, she's been held in check so far in this series as she pops this one back. And the count goes to 2-2.
Oh, no, it's down there.
We're seeing a lot of off speed from Kayla Green. It's going to be really important for the REDHAWKS to stay back and get through the ball and not get too in front of it.
2-2 pitch. Just missed off the plate for ball 3. And the count goes full to Carly Nance with Kaylee Ree on at first base. Pitch from Green, and Nance pops it up in foul territory. Nikki Butler going to make the play and throws it out to second base to hold Rhea at first. So Carly Nance pops up for the second out. And here's Cherise Sylvan, the left fielder for the REDHAWKS, batting .295 with no home runs and 8 RBIs. Green's first pitch to Sylvan misses, and the throw back to first gets Kaylee Rhee back to the bag. Sylvan trying to keep it going here in the bottom of the second for the REDHAWKS. Brianna Timmons waiting on deck. Pitch on the way from Green. Misses for ball 2. Two and 0 to Sylvan. Bottom of the second, no score. And Sylvan sends this one to Maya Felder at third. She picks it cleanly and goes over to first for the out, and that'll do it for the REDHAWKS in the second inning. 2 innings complete here from Logan Field, no score. And we'll be back with you in just a moment. You're watching WAC Softball on the WAC Digital Network. Top of the third inning from Logan Field. Greg Sexton and Izzy Geronimo with you on the WAC Digital Network. No score through 2. And just the one hit as Kaylee Rhee popped one up that Janelle Medina lost in the sun. Other than that, neither pitcher has given up anything. As Andy Larkins will face off against the bottom third of the Aggies order. Casey Roberto stepping in. And that one behind Roberto. started the first game yesterday. She's batting .250 with no home runs and 1 RBI. Just 20 at-bats on the season, 5 hits. And Larkin's the first pitch on the way. This one right to Matriotti, goes down to second for 1, and Ree will throw it on to first, but not in time. They get the lead runner at second base as Matriotti finds Kaylee Ree coming across the bag there. So Rivas on at first on the fielder's choice. Here's Brandy Hernandez, junior out of Las Cruces.
Small strike zone.
Larkins misses with ball 1. Hernandez batting .245 with no home runs and 1 RBI. Rivas on at first. And there's a called strike to Hernandez. Kelsey Horton waiting on deck. Olivia Vigiano shaded well over into left center. And Hernandez slaps that one foul above her dugout.
Protecting that corner. It's been called a lot yesterday and today.
One and two the count. 1 out, top of the third. And Chloe Rivas on at first. Larkins misses with ball 2. Roberto led off with a walk, and then Rivas, the fielder's choice. Two pitch to Hernandez, and she takes it with her foul as she'll head back to the plate.
I can barely hear you, sorry.
Oh, you can't speak.
No. I also don't know any of the
Larkins will look in again for a 2-2 pitch here. Misses up high with that one. You can hear Andy Larkins grunting when she delivers the ball.
After the first couple innings, she tends to throw hard. She gets her momentum going and gets comfortable in there in the circle.
3-2 pitch to Hernandez. This one hit foul on the first base side. Hernandez just getting a piece of it to stay alive.
Putting up a fight out there.
Left-handed batter. Back up there, full count pitch on the way. This one is looped into left field for a base hit for Hernandez.
Perfectly placed.
As Sylvan comes in to get it, Hernandez drops one over the third baseman. And that's going to bring Kelsey Horton to the plate with 2 runners on base. Not what Andy Larkins wanted to see.
But exactly the situation Horton wants to be in right now.
Larkins is going to have to come into Horton here as Mexico State going to pinch run as this will be Kiala Brown running for Chloe Rivas at second. So some speed on the bases now with Brown at second and Hernandez at first. And Horton at the plate as the Aggies mount a charge here in the top of the third. Larkin's going to have to be real careful here.
Yes.
First pitch on the way. Here's a called strike. Larkins found that spot there.
Looks like a low outside strike.
0-1 to Horton. Next pitch on the way. That one just missed off the plate. And now Bailey Thompson going to go out, talk things over. Just making sure that she's on the same page with Larkins. It's a big at bat in the game here early. Kelsey Horton definitely capable of making it 3-0 real quick.
When she gets a hold of one, like we said yesterday, everyone's hearts just always drop.
Throw down to third base, and Kiala Brown is going to get caught in a rundown as Reed's going to put the tag on her. Hernandez gets into second, and so Brown going to third base is thrown out. Heads up play there by the REDHAWKS, and they take it. They get an out. So Hernandez gets into second as we get a look at the replay.
Again. Larkins delivers the pitch, and it looks like Brown thinks it's in the dirt, comes off and tries to scoot away from Matriotti. Re-tags her out. We saw Hernandez also dive into second there.
Heads up play by Hernandez to take that base. 2-1 here to Horton with 2 outs. And Larkins the pitch on the way. And there's a called strike, too.
That outside corner, hitters need to protect that.
2-2 to Horton. And the next pitch on the way. Swing and a foul back on the first base side. Larkins with first base empty now. Can afford to be a little more careful. But she's got Victoria Castro waiting on deck.
Not an easy out either.
2-2 pitch from Larkins. Swing and a drive into deep right field. Choate is going to settle underneath it, and it's going to stay in the yard. And that'll be the third out as Horton flies out to deep right field. And right field not real deep to begin with. But the yard holds it. 2.5 complete here from Logan Field, and the REDHAWKS get out of the inning. No score. You're watching WAC Softball on the WAC Digital Network. Bottom of the third inning from Logan Field. Greg Sexton and Izzy Geronimo with you on the WAC Digital Network. And Brianna Timmons will lead things off against Kayla Green here in the bottom of the third. Timmons going to be followed by Matriotti, and then Vigiano will get her second at bat.
Timmons got that lone hit in that first game yesterday.
Spoiled the no-hitter.
Yeah, 2 outs in the 7th inning.
Only close-ups.
Unless the ball is hit. Then I want you to be able to just
Samaria Diaz had gone 6 2/3 hitless. Struck out a career high 13. One of the best pitching gems of the season. As Timmons is behind 0-2 here to Green. With Mastriotti waiting on deck. Andy Larkin's able to work out of trouble in the top of the 3rd and get Kelsey Horton on a deep fly ball to right field. As the Redhawks were fortunate to get Kiala Brown in a run down there to get the 2nd out. Pitch on the way from Green. Timmons fouls it back. Brianna Timmons, a graduate student. And she's out of Santa Maria, California. Batting .330 with 3 home runs and 8 RBIs.
Her best hitting season by far.
Pitch on the way to Timmons, fouled back.
That helps. Yeah, I like hearing about that.
Count stays 1-2. Kayla Green coming in with a 5.70 ERA, but you wouldn't know it so far. She is set down all of the Redhawks to this point except for the Sun base hit by Kaylee Ree. Each team with a hit on the board. One and two here to Timmons. Pitch on the way. And that one's fouled away down the third base side. So it's still 1 and 2 on Timmons, putting up a bit of a battle here to start off the bottom of the third. Green looks in, delivers. Timmons sends this one into center field. Backing up a couple of steps is Castro. She's right there to put it away for the first out. So Timmons flies out to Castro for the first out.
Third base, number 18, Allison Matriotti.
And that'll bring up Allison Matriotti, the third baseman for the Redhawks. She's batting just .220, but she's got a home run and 13 RBIs out of that ninth spot. And she takes ball one here from Kayla Green. One and 0 to Matriotti. And she sends this one over near the Aggies dugout. Maya Felder will pick it up. 1-1 the count. Olivia Vigiano waiting on deck for her second at bat of the game. Green delivers. There's a called strike. Count goes to 1-2 on Matriotti. Green looks in, pitch on the way, and Matriotti out in front of it. Couldn't hold up there on the off-speed pitch by Green. And just like you were saying, Izzy, Kayla Green throwing a lot of off-speed stuff. That's her third strikeout.
Yeah, like I said before, the Redhawks really need to work on getting back on that pitch. It seems a lot of 50-50, fast and slow. So prior to two strikes, choosing which speed they're going to want to hit and attack it. However, with two strikes, you need to protect that. At least foul it off.
Green misses with ball one to Vigiano here with 2 outs and the bases empty in the bottom of the third. Vigiano lined out to Medina in her first at bat and chops this one foul. 1-1 the count. Pitch on the way to Vigiano. And there's a called strike. And Green gets ahead in the count 1-2. Ali Choate waiting on deck. Pitch on the way from Green, and Vigiano fouls it back. Vigiano had a couple of hits in the second game last night. Pitch on the way from Green. Fouled back again. Vigiano battling Kayla Green here. Green looks in. Pitch on the way. And Vigiano swings and misses at that one. I thought she got a piece of it initially, but a strikeout for Kayla Green, and that is her fourth. And that'll do it for the REDHAWKS here in the third. No score after 3 from Logan Field. A lot of defense this weekend. We'll be back in just a moment. You're watching WAC Softball on the WAC Digital Network. Top of the fourth inning from Logan Field. Greg Sexton and Izzy Geronimo with you on the WAC Digital Network. Got another pitcher's duel here through the first 3. And here in the fourth, the Aggies going to send up Castro, Butler, and Bowen against Andy Larkins.
Yeah, it's time to see which team adjusts best to the pitchers.
Larkins delivers, and Castro went around, says the first base umpire, Michael Hernandez. So 0-1 to Victoria Castro, the center fielder, leading off the top of the fourth. She's 0 for 1 in this one. Came in batting .377. 6 home runs, 19 runs batted in. And the top slugging percentage in the WAC, .740. She was up higher than that yesterday.
Fun fact, she had a perfect fielding percentage last year in center field during league play.
Larkins delivers, and this one bounces in front of Thompson, and she was able to block it. 1-2 the count.
Thompson's really been working yesterday and today. We saw she's been having to drop and block a lot of balls, especially with Larkins using her down ball a lot to get hitters to chase. It's really important for Thompson to block those balls.
Here's the 1-2 pitch to Castro. Inside, ball 2. Count goes to 2-2. Larkins, the 2-2 pitch. And Castro sends this one to Matriotti. Right to her. Goes over to first for the out.
Matriotti in that hot corner.
He's made some plays down there on balls hit quickly to her. Here's Nikki Butler, the catcher.
See this again. Larkins delivers the pitch. Castro takes that outside pitch to Matriotti. Fields it cleanly. Easy play for Matriotti.
Butler batting with one out here in the fourth. And a swing and a miss for strike one. Butler 0 for 1. Flew out to Vigiano in her first at bat. Larkins delivers. That one inside, and Butler spins out of the way. 1-1 the count.
They don't have as many. I mean, they still have good hitters. They just aren't as good as they have been the last couple of years offensively.
Vigiano shaded over into right center a bit. And a swing and a miss by Butler there. Larkins fooled her on something there in the dirt.
Just the last tournament has come down to who can score like 12 runs in a game.
1-2 to Butler.
Maybe that'll be the case again this year, but like they had good pitching last year.
And this one is hit into right field, and it's going to drop in front of Allie Choate.
Almost bounced over her.
She made a good play to keep that in front of her. And so 1 out and 1 on here in the top of the fourth. Butler reaches on the second hit of the game for the Aggies. And here's Caleb Bowen. Bowen batted in the second spot yesterday in both games, batting fourth today. And she takes a called strike one from Larkins. Oh, and 1 the count to Caleb Bowen, freshman right fielder. Pitch on the way. There's another called strike. And Larkins jumps in front 0-2. Larkins not wanting to allow too much traffic on the bases here. Swing and a miss for strike 3. And Bowen took off toward first base momentarily, but first base occupied there by Nikki Butler. And so a strikeout for Larkins, and that is her second of the game. And a big strikeout there, 2 outs now. Here's Maya Felder. First pitch misses for ball 1. Felder 0 for 1. 2 hits in the game for the Aggies from Brandy Hernandez and from Nikki Butler just a moment ago, as Felder turns around on that one and pulls it foul.
Really turned on that.
Kaylee Reed, a 1 hit for the REDHAWKS. Pitch on the way to Felder. Misses for ball 2. Here's Larkins, the 2-1 pitch on the way. And that one hits Felder. And she's going to head down to first base. So Larkins hits Felder with a pitch. Butler takes second. And that'll bring Janelle Medina to the plate.
That ball that Felder turned on earlier in her at bat looked like it was going to hit her too, so Larkins coming a little close.
Medina up there from the left side. Felder was up there hitting right-handed. And Larkins kind of working that side of the plate. That would be inside to a right-hander. She misses with ball 1 here to Medina. 2 outs and 2 on in the top of the fourth. Still no score. Larkins trying to keep it scoreless. And she misses, though, with ball 2 to Janelle Medina. Medina 0 for 1. Lost that ball in the sun in the second inning. And she holds up and takes ball 3. 3-0 to Medina. Larkin struggling a bit here. Casey Roberto waiting on deck. Pitch on the way, and there's a called strike 1. Count goes to 3-1. Larkins needing to come in with another strike here. And does not do it. She walks Janelle Medina, and the bases are loaded for the Aggies here in the 4th.
Yeah, Larkins just needs to take a breath here. There's 2 outs. All she needs is to trust her defense here to make an out for her, which they have been doing.
It's going to be Casey Roberto to bat. She walked in her first plate appearance. And Larkins now with 2 walks in the game to go with 2 strikeouts. 2 hits as well, allowed by Larkins. Here's Roberto. Swing and a miss.
Big swing.
Larkins pulled the string a little bit there. Casey Roberto out of Las Cruces, one of 3 Aggies from the same town where the school is.
That must be nice playing close to home. Having
Yeah.
your family come out.
Hop in the car. Right there. 1-1 here to Roberto. That one just missed for ball 2.
Larkins wanted that one.
Bailey Thompson clarifying the count with home plate umpire Brian Nava. Two and 1. Big pitch here. And this one's fouled away on the first base side. And the count goes to 2-2. Larkins trying to get out of it here in the 4th.
This is going to be a big pitch right here.
Larkins has been really good working with traffic on the bases. Limiting innings to little or no damage. Swing and a miss.
Big
Strike
strikeout.
3. Larkins comes up with a strikeout with the bases loaded, and the Aggies do not score in the 4th. Still no score after 3.5 here from Logan Field. And we'll be back in just a moment. You're watching WAC Softball on the WAC Digital Network. Bottom of the fourth inning here from Logan Field. No score through 3.5. And the Redhawks bringing up their 2, 3, and 4 hitters here. Trying to break through against Kayla Green.
Yeah, the Redhawks should really use that momentum from last inning to carry over to their hitting here. That was a big out by Larkins with the bases loaded.
Green delivers to Choate and misses with ball 1. Allie Choate 0 for 1. Redhawks just the one hit, and that was the one that Kaylee Ree got up in the sun. Janelle Medina couldn't find it. Kayla Green has been solid. Other than that,
really showing her leadership out there and showing her dominance.
Choate was able to check her swing there. Count 2-0. Redhawks really could use some traffic on the bases in this inning as the heart of their order coming up here. Choate takes strike 1. Cathcart on deck, and Bailey Thompson will hit third in the inning. Choate takes ball 3. That one didn't miss by a whole lot.
Yeah.
Big ball game here. 2 of the top teams in the WAC. Choate sends this one into left field, and it goes foul.
Just foul. That's where slappers like to place their ball, actually, right there. Right in that little what we used to call their Bermuda Triangle over there.
Hernandez couldn't quite get to it, but goes foul. This one hit foul again. That one hopped up over Felder. So Choate back to the plate. Count full. And Choate making Kayla Green work a little bit here to lead off the fourth. Pitch on the way from Green. Choate, another slapper over to the left side. Hernandez going to come in, and she makes the catch out there in foul territory in left field. Couldn't see it from here, but Hernandez with a diving, sliding catch for the first out.
That was a great play by Hernandez.
Madison Cathcart will bat now. So we'll see if we can get a look at this on the replay.
Choate hits that ball just foul. Hernandez dives for that. Can't see that last part of it, but truly tucked her glove and got to that ball.
Cathcart pops it up. And this one going to be caught by Medina, who stays with that one all the way. And so Cathcart, the second out. So Choate made Kayla Green work a little bit, but ends up fouling out to Hernandez. And now quickly the bases empty, and two outs here for the Redhawks with Bailey Thompson batting. Thompson in the right-handed batter's box, standing pretty much straight up. And she takes a called strike 1. Samaria Diaz warming up in the New Mexico State bullpen, just in case Kayla Green runs into trouble, but so far so good for her.
Pretty calm, cool, and collective out there.
Thompson, a threat to go deep, as she's got 8 home runs and 21 runs batted in. Came into the game batting .268. Sends this one foul. Bounces back to Kelsey Horton off the screen.
Whoa. Okay. That was totally not what I thought it was. I literally thought it was something.
Thompson now batting .265.
Like some sort of stat for like.
Pitch on the way from Green. Called strike 3. Kayla Green called a strikeout looking rather, and that is her 5th strikeout of the ball game. We are through 4 here from Logan Field, no score, and we'll be back with you in just a moment. You're watching WAC Softball on the WAC Digital Network. Top of the 5th inning from Logan Field. Greg Sexton and Izzy Geronimo with you on the WAC Digital Network as New Mexico State will send up 8, 9, and 1 here in the top of the 5th, which means we're going to see Kelsey Horton again. Chloe Rivas re-enters as the designated player. And so she'll hit here to start the top of the 5th against Andy Larkins. Larkins delivers. Called strike 1 to Rivas. Last time through the order, they sent Kiala Brown into pinch run. And this one right back up the middle. Vigiano's going to have to play it on a hop. And a leadoff single for Rivas to get the Aggies started here in the 5th. 3rd hit of the game for the Aggies.
Pretty solid hit right there up the middle.
And Brandy Hernandez, who singled in her first at bat.
It's going to be interesting to see what she does here.
Takes a called strike 1 there.
We saw her attempt to bunt yesterday a couple times, and then she had that hit earlier in the game. And like I said, the Bermuda Triangle.
0-1 here. Pitch from Larkins. And she takes ball 1. Again, that small strike zone. One and 1 the count. Larkins delivers. This one gets away from Thompson, and Rivas is going to get into second base. It'll be a wild pitch by Larkins. Larkins came up with a strikeout with the bases loaded.
Yeah, Larkins delivered that pitch, and Thompson couldn't quite get in front of that. Those are hard ones to get.
Larkins with traffic on the bases again, and this one bunted by Hernandez. And Hernandez trips going over first base. I think she's going to be all right, but she gets the job done there with the sac bunt. And Rivas gets into third.
Hernandez did a great job of bringing that over to the first base side. Matriotti was playing pretty close, so she would have been able to check the runner at second and possibly throw to third if she went. So Hernandez did a great job of placing that ball to exactly where she wanted it to be.
So Larkin's going to face off against Kelsey Horton again here. This time Chloe Rivas on at third with 1 out. And Larkins misses outside for ball 1. It would be a win for Larkins if Horton doesn't come up with at least 1 run batted in here. As they do have first base open, and Caitlin Neese out there talking strategy. Kat Hefner will talk things over with Horton and Rivas and Castro. Castro, the on-deck hitter.
Yeah, if they decide to walk Horton, they still have to get to Castro, who is a hard out.
Pitch on the way from Larkins. Misses for ball 2.
Because I'm sure Andy didn't want to try to get her out, and she'd also gotten her out the first few times, so she didn't want to get her out. It's like, well, why don't you
She can't afford to be careful, but again, as you mentioned, though, Castro on deck. And Larkins misses with ball 3 to Horton here. Here's the 3-0 pitch. And that one misses for ball 4. So Horton walks on 4 straight pitches. And they are going to have to deal with Castro now with runners at first and third and 1 out. Castro 0 for 2 in this one.
19 RBIs on the season.
This one hit into right field. Over into foul territory. Choate is going to let it go.
Smart by Choate to do that.
I think that she was thinking about catching that one and decided to let it go, as that would have gotten a run in from third base.
Yeah, as an outfielder, you're taught if it's hit pretty deep in the outfield, foul, like we see here, to let the ball go so the runner on third base doesn't tag. If it's more shallow, then we could go for it.
Larkins misses with ball 1 here to Castro. One and one. And the pitch on the way. Called strike 2 to Castro. Larkins ahead 1 and 2. Nikki Butler waiting on deck. Larkins tries to work out of trouble again here in the 5th. Pitch on the way. Hit foul down the first base side. Count stays 1 and 2.
Castro is trying to find something she can drive, either for a hit or a sacrifice fly, because she has the power to do that.
6 home runs on the season for Victoria Castro. 19 runs batted in. Pitch on the way from Larkins. And this one is hit high into center field. Vigiano is going to be able to get underneath it, but that's going to get the run home from third base, and the Aggies go on top 1-0 on Victoria Castro's 20th RBI of the season. Sacrifice fly, and it gets Rivas home from third. The Aggies go on top 1-0.
We'll see that RBI by Castro. She takes that low ball and just hits it deep enough for the runner on third base to tag up. There was no way Vigiano was going to get her.
Larkins misses up and in on Nikki Butler. 2 outs and Horton on at first base. Larkins has walked 3 now with the walk of Horton, and she's also struck out 3. This one hit to Matriotti, foul ball. And that one didn't go foul by a whole lot. Count now 1-1 to Nikki Butler, who's 1 for 2. Singled in the 4th inning. And is back up there again already in the 5th. Called strike 2. Larkins ahead of Butler 1 and 2. And the pitch on the way, and that hits Nikki Butler. And
bringing her back.
And they're going to bring her back. Andy Larkins was asking if Butler made an attempt to get out of the way. Now Kat Hefner going to dispute that call. As
let's watch that again. Larkins delivers a pitch to Butler. And it looks like she brought out her back leg into the strike zone, so that could be the main reason why the umpire's bringing her back. She didn't attempt to move out of the way.
Umpire's
Instead,
talking things over with Kat Hefner here as Paul Eds gets into the conversation.
I can see why the umpires brought her back. She put her back leg into that strike zone, so her leg is in play.
So they call it a ball, actually, but they do bring her back. And so count 2-2. And this one hit right to Timmons at short. She goes down to a knee and goes over to second for the out. And a good play by Timmons there to get the last out of the fifth. The Aggies put one on the board in the top of the fifth. They lead 1-0 after 4.5. You're watching WAC Softball on the WAC Digital Network. Bottom of the fifth inning from Logan Field. Greg Sexton and Izzy Geronimo with you on the WAC Digital Network. Aggies strike for one run in the fifth on the sacrifice fly by Victoria Castro. And here's Kaylee Ree to lead off the bottom of the fifth. Ree has the one hit for the REDHAWKS. And it'll go down in the box score as a line drive, but she just popped it up and Janelle Medina lost it in the sun. And this one is hit into deep left center field, and it's going to get down into the gap. Ree heading for second base, and she's going to pull up there with a leadoff double. Kaylee Ree rips one into the gap and starts off the bottom of the fifth with her second hit of the ball game. Big hit there. See what the REDHAWKS can do this inning. Starting off with Rhea at second base.
We'll rewatch Ree's double. Green delivers a pitch, and she takes that up pitch and just meets it, placing it perfectly in the left center gap. Looks like she was trying to go for three, but she pulled up.
When in doubt, stop at second. Here's Carly Nance. And Green misses outside for ball one.
We'll see if Hurai makes Nance bunt, but I don't think she has bunted much this season.
1-0 pitch. Nance takes ball two. She's definitely not shown bunt on either of the first two pitches. As Nikki Butler out to talk to Kayla Green. Kayla Green has cruised through the first 4 innings and now running into a little trouble here in the 5th. Two and 0 to Nance. Pitch on the way. Nance pops it up, and that's going to be caught by Maya Felder, the third baseman. Jeff Hurai not happy with the way that one turned out. As here's Cherise Sylvan stepping to the plate with 1 out and Ree still at second base. Pitch on the way from Green. Sylvan bunts at it and can't come up with it. Strike 1. So they didn't have Nance try to bunt. Now looking like Sylvan may try to lay one down. She takes ball 1 here. Sacrifice Kaylee Ree over to third, though. You got 2 outs. So Sylvan may end up swinging away here. Pitch on the way. Taken for ball 2. 2-1 the count.
It's going to be important for Sylvan, no matter what she does in this at-bat, to advance Ree to third.
Here's the pitch. Fouled away. Count goes to 2-2.
Or in the best case scenario, for her to get on as well.
Sylvan sends this one off the screen on the third base side. Count stays 2-2. Sylvan trying to come up with a big hit here. Try to even up the score. And sends this one over to the right side. Horton is going to put the tag on Sylvan. And Ree does take third on the play. So Sylvan does get Ree to third. But now 2 outs. Brianna Timmons will hit. And Kayla Green will try to get out of the 5th. Brianna Timmons trying to get the Redhawks on the board here. As this one hit to third, and the throw over to first by Maya Felder, and Kayla Green gets out of the inning. She allows the leadoff double to Kaylee Ree, but Ree stranded at third base, and that's going to do it for the Redhawks in the 5th. 1-0 New Mexico State as we move to the 6th from Logan Field. You're watching WAC Softball on the WAC Digital Network. Top of the 6th inning here from Logan Field. New Mexico State with a 1-0 lead over Seattle U. And they're going to send up their 4, 5, and 6 hitters here in the top of the 6th against Andy Larkins. Kayla Bowen will hit first, the right fielder for the Aggies.
the Aggies are going to look for some insurance runs here in the top of the 6th. We talked about this a lot yesterday, how one run is just not enough.
Bowen hits this one high into right field, but it's going to stay in the park, and Charisse, or Ali Choate, going to make the play on that one. So Bowen hits it high in the air, but unable to get that one out to right field. Here's Maya Felder, the third baseman. Pitch on the way from Larkins. That one hit right to Matriotti. She's going to go over to first, and I think she caught it on the line drive there, but goes over to first just to be safe. So quickly, 2 up and 2 down.
Let's see Felder's line drive. Larkins delivers the pitch. Matriotti fields that cleanly. She caught it on the fly, or on the line drive.
Here's Janelle Medina with 2 outs. And that one is, they say she went around there, as that's Paul Eds down at third base ringing up Medina for strike 1. Owen won the count. Pitch on the way. And Medina sends this one into right center. It's going to drop in front of Choate. And Medina has a hit with 2 outs here in the 6th. So the 4th hit of the game for the Aggies. And it'll be Casey Roberto, second baseman, to hit here with Medina on at first. Medina now 1 for 2. And Roberto takes ball 1 from Larkins. Roberto has walked and struck out. 0 for 1. Pitch on the way from Andy Larkins, and taken
Medina
off
goes.
Is Medina. She's going to get in there.
It's in there safely.
Into second base with a steal. So Janelle Medina swipes second base. And that is her 4th steal of the year on 7 attempts.
We'll see Medina steal again. She had a great lead off the base and a great read on that. Slides in safely. Rather, a great jump on the ball. That's what I meant.
So Medina on in scoring position here for Roberto. And that one misses for ball 2. Count 2-1 to Casey Roberto. Larkins trying to get to the bottom of the 6th here. There's strike 2. Seen Samaria Diaz warming up in the bullpen for the Aggies the last couple of innings. And the Redhawks could not solve her yesterday. This one fouled away on the first base side.
Next to the track, a little kid is grabbing it. Like a Mexico State fan.
1-0 Aggies, top of the 6th. Larkins delivers to Roberto. Ball 3. Count goes full. Aggies 1 run on 4 hits. Redhawks no runs on 2 hits, both by Kaylee Ree. Here's Larkins delivering to Roberto. Ball 4. And Roberto with her 2nd walk of the game. That's the 4th walk given up by Larkins. That's going to send up Chloe Rivas. She had a hit in her last at bat. And Jeff Hirai is going to go get his pitcher, Andy Larkins, here.
Larkins threw a great game today. Just holding the New Mexico State offense at 1.
Got a couple runners on base, and Cheyenne Smith again will come in and try to shut things down here for the Redhawks as she did yesterday. Larkins ran into trouble in the 7th inning yesterday, and Smith came in.
Your attention, please. Now pitching for the REDHAWKS.
Smith was really dominant yesterday during that second game with 8 strikeouts.
8 strikeouts in just 4 innings pitched. She came in with a couple runners on base in the 7th. Got all 3 outs that inning. You see the Aggies base runners trying to time Smith. As it's Medina at second and Roberto on at first. And Rivas to the plate.
For the Aggies to be successful, they need to see what Smith threw yesterday. A lot of up balls and a lot of chasing of the up balls. So New Mexico State needs to adjust to that and try to get a hold of one with her.
Smith trying to come up with the 3rd out here in the 6th to push it to the bottom of the 6th. Here's the first pitch on the way to Rivas. That one just missed. And it's ball 1. Brandy Hernandez on deck.
Smith has come in for a lot of relief situations this season, and her teammates said she really thrives in these situations.
Rivas got a big chunk of that one, pulls it foul. And the count 1-1. After the 8 strikeouts last night, Smith now coming into this one with a 4-4 record, a 2.93 ERA. And this one fouled back by Rivas. And Smith now 55 strikeouts on the season. 25 walks, 55 strikeouts in 57 1/3 innings pitched. So just about a strikeout per inning. 1-2 the count here to Chloe Rivas. Up there from the right side with the open stance. Pitch on the way from Smith. Taken up high for ball 2. As Rivas lays off.
Adjusting from yesterday, not swinging at that high pitch.
2-2 the count. Smith looks in. Medina to a knee out there at second base. Now gets up. This one ripped. And Kat Hefner jumping around. Gets out of the way.
Almost got a hold of her on that one.
Rivas almost takes out her third base coach there.
That wouldn't be good.
So still 2-2. And Smith looks in, pitch on the way. This one hit back up the middle. Ree can't get to it, and this is going to score another run for the Aggies as Medina slides in safely. Close play there at the plate, actually, but Medina beating the throw. And Rivas into second base as Roberto gets over into third. And so the Aggies with a big hit there to go up 2-0.
Rivas had a great at-bat right there. She laid up all of the high stuff, which we said that Smith likes to throw a lot, and then she got a hold of one that she wanted. We'll watch that hit again by Rivas. She takes that outside pitch and just places it perfectly where the fielders weren't and easily scores. Well, not easily. Medina had to slide into home.
So the Aggies going to pinch hit here for Brandy Hernandez. This will be Kennedy Sorensen, sophomore out of Valencia, California. Swing and a miss for strike 1. Sorensen coming into this one with a 125 batting average, no home runs, 5 RBIs. Just 2 hits and 16 at-bats on the season. And sends this one high into left field, but Sylvan is going to camp out right underneath it and put it away for the 3rd out. Aggies get one more here in the top of the 6th. They go up 2-0, and the REDHAWKS needing to get some work done in the bottom of the 6th. You're watching WAC Softball on the WAC Digital Network.
Oh yeah, our intramural softball team.
Yeah.
We're so good.
I raked my senior year when I played.
Bottom of the 6th inning here from Logan Field. And Kayla Green still out there for the Aggies. You've seen Samaria Diaz warming up in the bullpen last couple of innings just in case Green gets into trouble. But she's out there having given up just 2 hits, both to Kaylee Ree. One of them was popped up, the other one was hit hard. Nothing else for the REDHAWKS as Allison Matriotti leads off the bottom of the 6th with a foul ball. Matriotti struck out in her first at-bat against Kayla Green. Green with 5 strikeouts and no walks. Good ball game for the senior.
She's been dominant in the circle.
As Matriotti lays down a bunt foul there. And the count 0-2.
REDHAWKS want to see some action here. Just try to get something on the board this inning.
Matriotti sends this one into left field. Hernandez moving over and can't get to it, but it's a foul ball.
She wanted to make another diving play there.
So Matriotti stays alive, 0-2. Vigiano waiting on deck. Pitch on the way. And this one hit right back to Kayla Green as Matriotti out in front a little bit. Sends it right back to Green, and Green puts it away for the first out. And Olivia Vigiano will hit with 1 out and the bases empty here in the 6th. Vigiano will be followed by Ali Choate. Pitch on the way from Green. Misses for ball 1 to Vigiano, who's 0 for 2 in this one. Lined out and struck out.
Top of the order has been kind of quiet this game.
Top of the order did real well in the second game yesterday. Came up with a bunch of hits, but took them till the 10th inning to score a second run. They had a bunch of singles. Kaylee Ree, the only REDHAWK hitter with a hit in this one. She's got 2. This one hit right to Felder, and she's going over to first base for the out. So Vigiano, the second out. And Kayla Green trying to cruise through another inning here. It'll be Allie Choate batting with 2 outs. Choate now batting an even .400 on the season for the REDHAWKS. 0 for 2 in this one. Pitch on the way from Green. Misses for ball 1.
Is it 11?
REDHAWKS just looking for a bloop and a blast here. Try to get Choate on board and get Cathcart up there to represent the tying run. 2-0 to Choate. Kayla Green looking into the dugout. Now looking at the wristband. Pitch on the way. Choate drops it down in front of Felder, and Felder goes over to first for the out. Maya Felder was playing in pretty shallow and perfectly placed. And that'll do it for the REDHAWKS in the 6th. 2-0 New Mexico State as we move to the 7th here from Logan Field. You're watching WAC Softball on the WAC Digital Network. Top of the 7th from Logan Field. Greg Sexton and Izzy Geronimo with you on the WAC Digital Network. As the Aggies will send up the top of their lineup. Kelsey Horton will lead off here against Cheyenne Smith. And Smith going to try to keep it right where it's at, 2-0. But has her work cut out for her here with the top of the Aggies order up. Strike 1 there to Horton. REDHAWKS in the bottom of the 7th will have Cathcart, Thompson, and Ree. It's going to be important for them to keep this one where it's at. Count 1-1 to Horton. Pitch on the way. Horton slaps that one, and it gets past Matriotti down the left field line. And Horton will stop at first base.
Her first hit of the game.
Sylvan got it back in quickly. And so Horton checks in with a hard ground ball down the left field line.
We'll see what Horton does. She just takes that pitch and hits it hard like she usually does.
Here's Victoria Castro. Have the sacrifice fly in the 5th inning for the first Aggie run. And Smith going to throw back to first here to get Horton back. One and one the count here. Castro swings and misses. Strike 2. Smith blew that one past her. One and two the count. And Smith, the 1-2 pitch. Just missed for ball 2. 2-2. Horton on at first. Nobody out, top of the 7th. Aggies up 2-0. Got one in the 5th and another one in the 6th. And Castro pops this one up. Coming in is Sylvan. She calls for it, and puts it away. And so Castro flies out. One out. And Horton still on at first base for Nikki Butler. Nikki Butler 1 for 3. Singled in the 4th inning. Pitch on the way from Smith. Swing and a miss by Butler. That one up high. That's what you were talking about, that rise ball.
Yes.
Aggies having a hard time laying off that one yesterday.
Yeah, for rise balls, it looks great when it comes at you in the strike zone, and at the last minute it pops up.
That one spins Butler back out of the way. I believe it was Butler that actually got hit, and they called her back. Smith, the 1-1 pitch on the way, and Butler fouls this one away. Got in on her hands there. Count goes to 1-2. And a swing and a miss by Butler there, strike 3. And Cheyenne Smith, her first strikeout of the afternoon. 2 outs now. And here is Caleb Owen batting with Kelsey Horton on at first. Cheyenne Smith trying to send this one to the bottom of the 7th. Pitch on the way. There's a called strike to Bowen. 0-1. Smith delivers, and Bowen swings and misses. Horton takes off for second base, and she's going to get in there safely. So Kelsey Horton steals her 4th base of the season on 5 attempts. Horton can hit, and Horton can run too.
Smith delivers this pitch, and you see Horton has a great jump and slides right into second. I don't know if the REDHAWKS were expecting that one, too.
Gets off of second base a little bit now, too, but Smith misses with ball 1. I think Smith was focused on the batter and not on the base runner.
You normally don't see big hitters steal.
Pitch on the way, and Bowen pops it back. Foul. Count stays 1-2. Kelsey Horton kind of does it all, though, for the Aggies out of that leadoff spot.
Aggie's just trying to give her the most at-bats.
1-2, the pitch on the way to Bowen. Swing and a miss. Smith with a couple of strikeouts here in the top of the 7th, and the Aggies don't score. Kelsey Horton steals second base, but that's all the Aggies get. REDHAWKS will have 3, 4, and 5 coming up in the bottom of the 7th. They trail by 2. You're watching WAC Softball on the WAC Digital Network. Bottom of the 7th inning here from Logan Field. Kayla Green has held the Redhawks off the scoreboard, and she will try to finish this one for the Aggies. She's going to have to work to the heart of the Redhawks order here. And we'll see if they get Diaz up in the bullpen again. If Green has any trouble here. Strike one to Madison Cathcart, who's 0 for 2. Greg Sexton, Izzy Geronimo with you. A beautiful weekend here of softball, good weather. And Cathcart sends this one over to the right of Roberto, and she's going to throw it past Horton at first. The throw down to second. Cathcart is out at second base. And so Cathcart reaches on the error and then gets thrown out at second. Not what the Redhawks needed there. As the Aggies able to recover there and get the out at second base.
We'll see Cathcart's hit again. She gets a hold of that outside pitch. Horn seems to bobble that. But great job for Butler backing her up and throwing it over to Medina to get Cathcart out at second. Looks like Cathcart was a little antsy on that one, thinking she can get there.
Bailey Thompson takes ball one. As Redhawks really got a break there, but then Cathcart thrown out. So 1-0 here to Thompson. That one just missed for ball two. Kaylee Ree waiting on deck. Has 2 hits today. The only 2 hits.
Yeah, the only 2 hits of the Redhawks.
That's why you do it every single time, even when it comes to you.
Pitch on the way from Green. Up high and in.
Came close to Thompson's elbow guard.
3-0. Nikki Butler going to go out and talk to Kayla Green. Yeah, it was a heads-up play by Butler there to back up the throw.
Yeah, you'll see catchers. Some catchers do that where they will back up first base for that reason in case it gets past the first baseman.
Cathcart just a little too aggressive there. Pitch on the way to Thompson is a called strike one.
Yeah, it probably would have been best for her just to stay and then have her team bring her around.
3-1 to Thompson. And Green the pitch on the way, and Thompson fouls it away.
Green with that off speed.
And Thompson reaching for it a little bit. 3-2. Full count to Bailey Thompson.
Thompson doing anything to get on right now.
Pitch on the way from Green, and Thompson sends this one foul down the third base side. Aggies a couple outs away from a win here to go 2-1 on the weekend. Bailey Thompson gonna tie her shoe. Gonna catch her breath here. Steps back in the box. Pitch on the way from Green. And that one hits Thompson. Bailey Thompson hit by a pitch for the 9th time this year.
She's so close to the plate, and her elbow gets right, like, I guess towards the river, as we call it. So throwing an inside pitch is going to be hard to her.
So quick hook here for Kayla Green.
Great job by Kayla Green today.
Kayla Green goes 6 1/3 and hits Bailey Thompson. So Maria Diaz is going to come in and try to shut things down here for the Aggies. Kaylee Ree will get to the plate here as Diaz will take her warm-up tosses. Samaria Diaz yesterday struck out a career-high 13
very dominant out there.
Picked up her 5th win of the year and her 4th complete game. And her ERA now at 2.89. 70 in her 3rd innings pitched, and she has 87 strikeouts after the performance yesterday.
Wow.
The REDHAWKS just looking to get the bat on the ball.
Yeah, it's going to be really important for them to get the bat on the ball here. They only had that one hit yesterday against Diaz Timmons in the 7th inning with 2 strikes and 2 outs. So the REDHAWKS need to do anything they can to get that ball in play. Challenge the defense.
The REDHAWKS have Kaylee Rhee at the plate. One of the hitters they would most like to have up there right now.
Yeah, she's seeing the ball really well today. Her last hit was pretty solid, so hopefully she can carry that over right now.
So Samaria Diaz takes over with 1 out here in the 7th and misses with ball 1 to Kaylee Rhee. Rhee at the plate. And the pinch runner for the REDHAWKS for Bailey Thompson. That's Mackenzie Matacoro on at first base. And Rhee fouls it back. Count goes to 1-1. Carly Nance waiting on deck. The REDHAWKS have not gotten a lot out of her bat this weekend. Rhee fouls this one on the 3rd base side. And the count 1-2. Diaz looks in, delivers, and Rhee fouls it back. Stays alive. Samaria Diaz, a junior out of West Covina, California.
Diaz throws hard and fast, so definitely a faster pitcher that the REDHAWKS aren't used to seeing.
Rhee sends this one to left center field for a hit, and Matacoro going to come around second, dive into 3rd, and she's safe. Rhee gets into second base.
Her 3rd hit of the game.
Kaylee Rhee, a big hit there. Gets into second, and the REDHAWKS now with 2 on in scoring position for Carly Nance with 1 out here in the bottom of the 7th. And Kathy Rodolph coming out to bring Kayla Green back in.
Bring Green back in.
So Diaz gives up the hit to Rhee.
We'll watch that hit again by Rhee. Rhee takes that outside pitch, really meets the ball and gets her hands through it. Matacoro has a great jump on the ball too and gets to 3rd. She's quick, so she can get there. And Rhee gets into second easily.
So Kayla Green has not given up a hit to anyone other than Kaylee Rhee today. And so she's right back out there.
That was quick.
But now 2nd and 3rd with 1 out. And Carly Nance with a chance. And she takes a called strike 1. Emma Mitchell in the on-deck circle.
Green not missing a beat.
Green caught a quick break there on the bench. Right back into the game. Pitch on the way. Misses for ball 1. So Diaz just saw the 1 batter. And we'll see how Kathy Rodolph plays it. If we see any more pitching changes. Green delivers to Nance. And that one just missed.
Yeah, it doesn't look like there's any action over there in the bullpen. Nance trying to find her first hit of the series.
Here's Green, the 2-1 on the way to Nance. Misses for ball 3. REDHAWKS trying to get something going here in the bottom of the 7th. Cathcart reached on an error, but then was thrown out at second. Then Thompson was hit by a pitch. Matacoro, the pinch runner. And then Kaylee Ree, the double. Or actually a single, and she took second on the throw. Redhawks with 3 hits, all by Kaylee Ree.
Nance taking a deep breath before she gets in the box.
3-2 to Nance. Pitch on the way. This one hit back up the middle into center field. Here comes Matacoro. Here comes Kaylee Ree behind her. She's going to score, and the Redhawks have tied it at 2 here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Big hit there by Carly Nance.
Big hit.
And we are tied at 2.
That's what Nance needed, and that's what Nance wanted.
Carly Nance comes through in the clutch against
Green
Kayla
deliver
Green.
that pitch. She takes that outside. Pitch doesn't do much with it. Both runners get in safely. There was speed on the bases, so that made that single easy.
Jeff Herai, believe going to pinch run again here for Nance at first. As he's trying to get somebody up off his bench. It's going to be Stephanie Merwin. Pinch running for Carly Nance. So the Redhawks were in danger of getting shut out here, and they come up with 2 big runs here in the bottom of the 7th. And now Cherise Sylvan trying to keep things going. Kayla Green delivers. Sylvan pulls the bat back. And they do say that Sylvan checked her swing. Redhawks now 2 runs on 4 hits. And the Aggies 2 runs on 6 hits. 1 error for the Aggies. That allowed Cathcart to reach, but then she was thrown out at second base. Here comes Kathy Rodolph out of the dugout again. And going to talk things over with Kayla Green as Jeff Herai will talk things over with his hitters. Cherise Sylvan, Brianna Timmons on deck. And another conference between the Aggies infielders out behind the circle. 2-0. Kayla Green stays in. Sylvan at the plate, Timmons on deck, Merwin on at first base, representing the winning run for the Redhawks here. Pitch on the way from Green. Misses to Sylvan for ball 3. So Sylvan in front 3-0. Redhawks trying to scratch out that 3rd run here. Pitch on the way from Green. Called strike. 3-1 the count. Stephanie Merwin, the Oregon State transfer, on at first. Pinch running for Carly Nance, who came up with a big 2-run hit a moment ago. This one fouled. It's Nikki Butler throwing down to second base, but it was a foul ball. So the count full on Cherise Sylvan.
See Sylvan trying to bunt that ball and push it out, but couldn't quite get there. Butler good heads up, though, throwing to second.
Butler was right on it, had the lead runner, as Sylvan fouls this one away. Count stays full on Sylvan with 1 out and 1 on. 2 in for the Redhawks here in the 7th. Pitch on the way. Sylvan swings and misses. Throw back to first. Merwin back in. So Sylvan strikes out for the 2nd out.
Butler almost got Merwin.
As shortstop, number 20, Brianna
Brianna Timmons will hit now with 2 outs. And the REDHAWKS needing another hit here. Pitch on the way from Green. Timmons takes ball 1. 1-0. Timmons at the plate. Matriati waiting on deck. Kayla Green trying to push this one to the 8th. She was trying to go the distance and pitch a shutout. 1-1 now to Timmons. We could be in for another long one here, unless Timmons can come up with a big hit here. Takes strike 2. 1-2 the count. And the next pitch on the way to Timmons. Misses outside for ball 2. 2-2.
Timmons trying to find something she can drive.
Merwin with some good speed on it first. Timmons can hit one in the gap. Merwin could come around as Green misses with ball 3. Full count, 2 outs, bottom of the 7th. REDHAWKS with 2 in here in the 7th.
Merwin's going to be running on this one.
And Kayla Green delivers. And Timmons fouls it away.
Like you said, if Timmons gets one in the gap right now, Merwin's pretty quick and can maybe score from first.
Timmons 0 for 2 today. Pitch on the way, and she swings and misses as Kayla Green with the changeup there comes up with her 7th strikeout of the day, and that'll do it for the REDHAWKS in the 7th. They score 2 to keep this one going. 2-2 after 7 innings, and we'll be back in just a moment. You're watching WAC Softball on the WAC Digital Network. Top of the 8th inning from Logan Field. REDHAWKS score 2 in the bottom of the 7th. Carly Nance, a big 2-run single to keep things going for the REDHAWKS. And that was her first hit of the series.
A big hit.
REDHAWKS needed it, and they got it. And the Aggies now will send up 5, 6, and 7. Maya Felder, Janelle Medina, and Casey Roberto against Cheyenne Smith here in the 8th. Smith has gone an inning and a third and given up a couple of hits, struck out 2 as well.
Oh.
That one got Felder on the first pitch.
Get on any way you can, right?
So Felder down to first, and not the way that Cheyenne Smith wanted to start things out.
Hit her hard in the elbow guard.
You can hear it up here.
Thank goodness for those elbow guards. Let me tell you.
Felder going to give way to Katie Cesney, pinch runner, junior from Roseville, California. as Janelle Medina getting ready to step to the plate.
She had a single to right field last at bat.
Here comes Cheyenne Smith out of the game, and Carly Nance is going to take over in the circle. So Jeff Heroy pushing some buttons here in the top of the 8th.
Yeah, showing off all their pitchers today.
So he likes the matchup with Nance pitching to Medina, the lefty.
And your attention, please. Now pitching for the REDHAWKS, number 12, Carly Nance.
So Carly Nance pitched the first game yesterday. And she took the loss.
So Carly's going to be Jill bat for herself in the 6th spot, and then Shy.
She kept the Aggies pretty quiet yesterday until that 5th inning, that first game.
They got 2 in the 5th and then 2 more in the 7th.
Yeah, that weird play in the 7th.
So Janelle Medina stepping to the plate with Katie Cesny, the pinch runner, on at first. And Carly Nance enters the fray here.
Yeah, we'll see a lot of backdoor curves from Carly. We'll see if the New Mexico State Aggies can capitalize on that backdoor curve. And a lot of down ball as well.
Nance came up with the big hit at the plate, and here's Medina getting a piece of that one. 0-1. And Jeff Hurai
Another
coming out make sure that everybody was on the same page with the lineup apparently there. I don't think he made another change there.
Yeah, maybe forgot to re-enter someone.
Brian Nava now having a conversation with Kat Hefner down at third base. Missed that one with the headset on. Count 0-1 here to Medina. Pitch on the way. And that one just misses for ball 1.
Medina trying to lay down a bunt right here. Trying to move over that runner at first.
Pitch on the way from Nance. Misses for ball 2. 2-1. And Nance, the 2-1 pitch on the way. And Medina sends it foul down the third base side. Looking like an uncomfortable at bat there, lefty on lefty for Medina.
Yeah, facing lefties was not my favorite.
Looks like it's coming right at your head.
Mm-hmm.
And a check swing, and she held up. So Medina works it to a full count.
That was close. She didn't break her wrist.
3-2. Nobody out, top of the 8th. Katie Cesny, the pinch runner, on at first. As this one hit to second base, Kaylee Ree going to go over to first, and so Medina advances the runner.
She does her job. Might not have been the most ideal situation, but she moved that runner, and that's what she was up there to do.
Casey Roberto, the second baseman, will hit. She has walked a couple of times in this one. And she's 0 for 1. Her one at bat was a strikeout against Andy Larkins. There's a strike from Nance. Cesny on at second with one out here in the top of the 8th. And Nance, the 0-1 pitch, misses outside. Count goes to 1-1. Couple of extra inning games here at Logan Field. All 3 ball games have been pretty tight. New Mexico State did win by 4 in the first one yesterday, but that game was close all the way.
Yes.
1-2 here to Roberto. And the pitch on the way from Nance. Inside. Misses for ball 2. Chloe Rivas on deck for the Aggies. 2-2 pitch. Fouled away on the first base side. Count stays 2-2 on Roberto. Nance with the 2-2 pitch. And this one is hit to Ree at second. It's going to move the runner again as Roberto is out at first, but Katie Cesny moves up to third with 2 outs now. And here's Chloe Rivas. She's got a couple of hits in this one. Had an RBI in the 6th inning for the second Aggie run.
Yeah, she's seeing the ball well today.
Nance trying to get out of the inning here. Pitch on the way to Rivas. Here's strike 1. Brandy Hernandez on deck for the Aggies. And Kelsey Horton would follow her. Nance trying to get out of the inning before it gets that far. And she misses with ball 1 here to Rivas. Two outs, top of the 8th, 2-2 tie. Nance delivers. Strike 2 over the outside corner to Chloe Rivas. And Nance a strike away from getting out of this one here. Stranding Cesny at third, which she's going to try to do here. This one is hit foul behind the plate. Count stays 1-2. Sun kind of taking effect more in right field now. This one hit to Ree. She's going to bobble that one. Goes over to first and can't get the play made there. Rivas going to move up to second base, and the Aggies take the lead back, 3-2. Kaylee Ree making an error there. Came up with 3 hits in this one and scored the tying run, but unable to make the play here.
We'll see that. Rivas hits that ball. It looks like it hits the heel of Ree's glove. She had some time to throw it over to first, but rushed it because she bobbled it and ended up throwing it away.
So Katie Cesny scores the go-ahead run, and the Aggies back in front 3-2. Brandy Hernandez at the plate now, and Chloe Rivas on at second. So the RedHawks are going to have to score again to keep it going. Brandy Hernandez trying to add to the lead for the Aggies as she swings and misses, and quickly Nance ahead 0-2 on Hernandez.
Hernandez had a single back in the 3rd, and then a sacrifice bunt back in the 5th. So
Officially 1 for 1. Pitch on the way. Misses for ball 1. And Bailey Thompson will go out, have a quick little chat with Carly Nance. That one was set up for the RedHawks to get out of the inning, and Kaylee Ree unable to finish off the play there. The Aggies take advantage. Nance looks in. Pitch on the way to Hernandez. And she hits her in the leg. And so Hernandez is going to go down to first base, and Kelsey Horton is going to come to the plate.
Castro looked like she was saying a lot of yeses for Hernandez getting hit there. Happy for her teammate to get on. Even though it might have hurt.
So the REDHAWKS in some trouble here now with Horton at the plate and 2 on. And Nance misses with ball 1.
REDHAWKS have kept Horton's bat pretty quiet this game, even though she had a single back in the 7th.
Had a couple of hits in the first game yesterday, and she goes around, and that one looked like it may have caught a piece of her, but she swung at it. Count 1-1. Carly Nance trying to limit the damage here. This one fouled back by Horton.
Horton was on that one.
1-2. Rivas on at second and Hernandez at first. And here's Nance with the 1-2 pitch on the way. Swing and a miss. Big strikeout there for Carly Nance. And we will go to the bottom of the 8th. The Aggies get one, though, in the top of the 8th. They lead 3-2. And we will be back to Logan Field in just a moment. You're watching WAC Softball on the WAC Digital Network. Bottom of the 8th inning from Logan Field as the REDHAWKS give up a run in the top of the 8th. Kaylee Ree making an error, and she'll hope for a chance to redeem herself. REDHAWKS are going to have to go through a few hitters to get to her, as Allison Matriotti, the 9th hitter, will lead things off. Aggies now 3 runs, 6 hits, 1 error, and the REDHAWKS 2 runs, 4 hits, and an error. As the Aggies, or the REDHAWKS rather, Carly Nance coming up with a big 2-run hit in the 7th to push this one to the 8th. One of those runs charged to Kayla Green, the other one charged to Samaria Diaz. Green back out there. 7 innings, 3 hits, 1 run, 1 earned, and no walks and 7 strikeouts. Pitch on the way to Matriotti, and she lays off that one. Takes ball 1.
She's hitting away now.
1-1 the count. And the pitch on the way from Green. Misses inside for ball 2. 2-1 to Allison Matriotti, leading off the bottom of the 8th. A lot of twists and turns in these games this weekend.
Very eventful.
Matriotti gets a piece of that one. And the count goes to 2-2. Olivia Vigiano waiting on deck. Kayla Green looks in, 2-2 pitch, and Matriotti gets a piece. Stays alive. Two and two. Aggies pretty much straight up in the outfield. Pitch on the way from Green. Matriotti lays off. Takes ball 3.
She almost went for that one.
Full count to Matriotti leading off the bottom of the 8th. Here's Green, the 3-2 pitch. Matriotti sends it to second base. And a quick toss over to first for the out by the second baseman, Roberto. So Matriotti works it to a full count, but grounds out to start off the bottom of the 8th. And
Watch
Olivia
that
Vigiano
again
will hit.
by Matriotti. Looks like she was behind that. Just couldn't quite hit that solid.
Vigiano with one out and the base is empty. Pops this one back, foul off the screen.
This would be 120 for
Vigiano 0 for 3. Kayla Green getting ready to throw her 120th pitch. They pulled her for Samaria Diaz just for one batter. Put her right back in. Chopper in front of the plate. And Vigiano to first base. She beats it out. Vigiano got that one to just hop up enough in order to use her speed and get on at first with one out.
She's quick, so any hit like that, she'll get on.
This could definitely be a stolen base situation here as Vigiano leading the WAC with 17 steals. Annalise De La Roca warming up for the Aggies now. She pitched a lot of innings yesterday in the second game.
Yeah.
Gave up a run in the first and then gave up another one in the 10th.
Yeah, even though she got the loss for the game yesterday, she pitched a great game and was very dominant in the circle and had great composure out there, too.
Here's Allie Choate. Madison Cathcart on deck. And the first pitch to Choate is a called strike. Count goes to 0-1. Choate trying to keep things going here.
She's also looking for her first hit of the game today.
That one off to the right of the shortstop. Medina and Vigiano slides into second, takes out Casey Roberto. But it'll be a fielder's choice. Choate gets on with 2 outs. And the Redhawks down to their final out. But it'll be Madison Cathcart.
Madison also looking for her first hit today.
Cathcart facing off against Green here in the bottom of the 8th with the tying run on at first. And Green misses with ball 1. Cathcart now 0 for 3 in this one, batting .306. Needing a big hit here to keep things going. Pitch on the way. Called strike. Count evens up at a ball and a strike. Bailey Thompson waiting on deck. If Cathcart can get on here. One pitch from Green. Ball 2. As Green misses outside. 2-1 the count. Cathcart up there with a 2-1 count. She sends this one foul down the left field line.
Big swing by Cathcart.
That'll make it 2-2. And Redhawks are down to their final strike. Redhawks were able to come up with 2 in the 7th to push this one to extra innings. Give up a run in the 8th. Find themselves down again. Pitch on the way from Green. Cathcart sends this one foul again.
She waited on that off speed.
Gets enough of it to stay alive. Count still 2-2. And the pitch on the way. Cathcart sends this one foul on the left field side onto the track there.
Green is throwing Cathcart a lot of outside pitches. Because we talked about this yesterday, how there's a very short fence over here in right field in a short distance. So if Cathcart got a hold of one, it would go.
Ball 3 from Green. Cathcart has worked a full count.
Runners are going on this pitch.
Good at bat by Cathcart.
Choate with some speed at first base.
So Choate will be in motion. Pitch on the way from Green, and Cathcart sends this one deep into right center field. This one is going to get out of here. Madison Cathcart, a 2-run walk-off home run in the bottom of the 8th, and the Redhawks take the series. 2 out of 3 from New Mexico State. Madison Cathcart, her 10th home run of the season. Jeff Herai pumping his fist as the Redhawks celebrate at home plate. Cathcart got all of that one and drove it out of here to right center. Kayla Green went 8 innings here, 7 2/3 actually. Pitched a good ball game, but Cathcart gets her there.
Cathcart really got a hold of that one. Her first hit of the game and the walk-off.
What a ball game here. What a series this weekend. 3 good ball games here. Redhawks take 2 out of 3, and that's the first time they've done that against New Mexico State.
Yeah, this was a great series by both teams. It was a pitching duel, like we said. Not much offense. More offense, though, today. And I can see either of these teams going pretty far in the WAC postseason tournament.
Madison Cathcart, her 10th home run, RBIs number 37 and 38 to win it here with 2 outs in the bottom of the 8th. The Redhawks win it 4-3 as Cathcart gets a hold of a Kayla Green pitch there and deposits it out over the right center field fence. And the Redhawks win it on a walk-off, 4-3. And nobody had scored until the 5th inning. New Mexico State picked up 1 in the 5th, 1 more in the 6th. Redhawks tie it with 2 in the 7th. Aggies get 1 in the 8th, and the Redhawks 2 in the bottom of the 8th, and they win it 4-3. Kayla Green takes the loss, goes 7 2/3, 5 runs, 3 earned runs, and she did not walk a batter today. Struck out 7. And it'll be Carly Nance getting the win to go to 12-6 as she came in the 8th inning. And so the Redhawks taking 2 out of 3 from the New Mexico State Aggies here at Logan Field. And we have really enjoyed bringing it to you. Statistician is Brian Vale, and our producer is Diego Hindman. For Izzy Geronimo, I'm Greg Sexton. Redhawks win it 4-3 and take the series. They win 2 out of 3. Tune in next time on the WAC Digital Network as the Redhawks will be at home again next weekend in a non-conference tournament. New Mexico State will take on New Mexico on Tuesday in a doubleheader, and then they will have Utah Valley at home next weekend. As we get another look at the home run there as we get ready to sign off here. And
Cathcart just sees that pitch. Green put it a little too much over that white and drove that ball. Hasta la vista.
Cathcart signing it off here. And we do as well on the WAC Digital Network. We've enjoyed bringing it to you. And we will see you next weekend here from Logan Field. 4-3 the final in 8 innings. Have a good rest of the weekend.